Hello, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm here with you for a 30-minute slot to get you moving standing, get you moving sitting, get you moving lying down, and any mix of those that you fancy today. Take it at your own pace. I'm never going to encourage you to push through or push. It's not that sort of class. Do what you can, and everything's a win. Shall we get started? We're going to start with a little gentle shake. And for this sort of shake, you're just trying to wake all these bits up. If you've been sitting or lying or just in a stationary position, you're just giving everything a little bit of blood flow, a little bit of wake up. So it's not really vigorous, it's just a gentle little shaking. And then pause with your legs wider, sitting or standing. Could be sitting on the edge of your bed, sitting on your chair, standing maybe with support as well. And then we're going to take the arms outwards. So if you don't want too much for your arms today, make everything shorter. Who's that creeping in already? Jackie, hi. So this is shorter arms, they're just bent. If you're okay with these bigger arms, it's like you're doing two big circles in front of you. And if you can stretch them even longer, stretch them. If you can't, please take it smaller. And as you open these arms up to draw these two opposite circles, you'll feel there's a little bit more sort of opening across the chest as you do that, especially as the arms go outwards. And then you can bring your hands in and go out. Who else is that creeping in? Christine. Hello, Christine. And you might find that your arms might are going a little bit behind me. It's making me rock slightly. It's all good. And then take your arms down and stamp your feet out and in, but quite stampy. Now I'm on the mat, and if I wanted a little bit more hardness through, and I had the space, I'd go onto the hard floor. If you're sitting, the same. So you can certainly hear my footsteps, even though they're on a mat. It's quite a firm mat. I want a little bit of impact going through my legs. And then finish with your legs wider. Oh, that brings the tingles out. Right, if you're sitting, put your hands on your chest and grow a little taller. If you're standing, put your arms out by your sides. We're all going to rock forwards and backwards on our feet. That's it. It doesn't have to be a huge movement. Keep really tall if you're doing this sitting. And then we're going to circle. So that's the sitting version. This is a standing version. So I can feel it moving around my feet. You can see my toes sort of coming up and down, and then the other way. Oh, there's someone else. It's Irene's coming there. Hello, Irene. And then give everything a little shake again. And then finish this part with your legs closer together, parallel, feet pointing forwards. If you are sitting, grow taller and get right up on your sit bones, on the sort of bumpy bits of the bottom of your pelvis. If you're standing, we're just going to grow a little more. Hand on the belly, hand on the back. Soften the knees if you're standing. I knew there was something. Take a breath in and think of this breath going around this lower ribs, the belly and the back. Feel it fill up, and then we're going to deflate a little and pull back. Then we're going to breathe in and go forward. So if you're standing, it looks like this. It's this low part of your back moving forwards and backwards. It's tipping. If you're doing this sitting, you can feel yourself rolling back onto the squishy bit of your bum and then rolling more forwards and getting more of an arch in your back as you do that. That's it. And one more. And then grow a little taller again. Always asking you to grow taller. We'll be giants by the end of this. And so we're going to tap the back of our head about here. And then we're going to just give the bridge of our nose a little stroke. If you've got glasses, just tap it on the bridge of your nose and take those sensations back. They correspond with each other. And so now we've got this feeling of this rather long neck at the back and a few extra chins at the front. We're going to turn side to side, like we're just checking out who's to one side, who's to the other. Maybe we're trying to look a little further, like over our shoulder, but only if that's comfortable. And then come back to the center, place those prayer hands underneath your chin. Still got that long feeling and those extra chins. My fingers just touching underneath my chin there. Then side to side. Ear towards shoulder. There's no turn at the head from this. The pivot is over the fingers. That's it. And now something round sort of movement. So this is the one I like. I don't go for a complete circle. It doesn't feel very comfortable to me, but you could go more circly. That would be my sort of circle. Always feel like you're sort of pushing up and away rather than letting the back of the neck sort of sink down and collapse. So pushing the air. But I like these sort of side to side ones. And now we're going to roll our shoulders. Let's make it slow. Breathing in as you feel your shoulders come forwards and up. A moment's pause and then squeeze together around the back and down. Breathing out. Breathing in, forwards and up. Breathing out, squeezing together and lowering down. One more. And then one forwards. So breathing in, taking our elbows and arms back. As we get to the top, getting ready to breathe out. And one more, back, high, forwards, breathing out. Oh, a little shake again. Right now, we're going into knee bend. So if you're standing, it's going to feel like your back is vertical, almost like you're sliding against a wall. And you can take this if you've got a wall that you can put the back of your head, your back, and the back of your bum against. And your legs a little forward and slide down like that, almost like you're trying to have a little seat. Perfect. So if you're standing, that's our move. The knee points are coming forwards. If you're sitting, your knee points are already forwards. So instead, putting the hands somewhere to the sides, either holding onto the chairs or using fists to help give you a little more height. We're sort of pressing into the feet and going upwards. So you can do it with no hands. And I can feel the effort traveling up my legs. We can do it to work the arms a little, and I'm pushing into my arms to lift myself up. I like a mix of these. And now we're going to change it. Arms by your sides for everybody. And now we're going to start to bring in some bird arms as we do this. So as you're pushing downwards, you see my arm's not going high on this side because it's crashing into the chest of drawers, as it usually does. If I was doing this standing, it's going to look like this. Or you can get a nice little click of something, ankles, knees. And then we're going to bring in an extra bit, a little heel raise. So we've got that bending, the arms coming up, and just seeing how high we can go. If you're doing that seated, I suggest you bring your legs together. So we've got that arm movement, heels. Could do them together. And you'll feel this area starts to work more. Your core is having to work a little harder, especially if you squeeze these legs together. That's it. And one more. And then we'll wiggle that out. Get yourself with wider legs, a bit more comfortable. And then we'll give our wrists a circle on one hand each way. And our wrist a circle on the other hand each way. Now I've done that with open fingers. Could you now do it with fists? It might, feel a little clunkier. And then we're going to stretch a leg away from us. So if you're sitting, you've got the support. You can rest a heel on the floor and get your circle like that. If you're standing, you might hold on to something. We'll do a balance move in a minute. If you want this to be an extra balance move, you can put your arms out, but also feel free to touch something. And if you feel happier with that heel on the floor or just touching the floor, you could do it that way. And the other side. And then take your legs wider, and now the feet are pointing outwards. So we're going to do those same knee bends. It's going to be a little flow. So the first one is this straight down, and if you're doing this sitting, it's that push down into the floor. Then I'd like you to do a little elbow circle back, and rest your hands somewhere on this hip crease. Now we're going to come forward, send your bum back. Knee points can come forwards as well. So we're in a little squat, and then we're going to push up. So I'll show you the sequence standing. Slide vertical back, elbow point, circle. Now we're going for that little squat. Oh, that was a lower one. Sitting, push downwards, elbow circle, come forwards. Oh, I'm going to slide my hands back. Make that little push down, and then we'll come up again. We'll do a few more of these. So sliding down, elbow circle, hands to this crease, that squat, and one more. That's it. And then just have a little shift from foot to foot, side to side, bringing these legs a little closer together. And taking the arms outwards. Now, if you're sitting, I want you to bring the feet really close together. If you're standing, I want this little gap. Now, you can use something. This is a balance exercise. So you can have something that you're holding on to. So I'm going to keep my arms out. I'm just shifting foot to foot. And then I'm going to pick a side. So I'm going to pick this leg. Now my weight is in this leg, and this other leg, I bent it and my foot's light on the floor. And I just want you to lift that foot off the floor. Keep your hips really level so it's not like this or this. They're just super level. And we're lifting this leg. Maybe it lifts up. Maybe it's your foot just having a little tap on the floor. Maybe the legs come closer together, and if you're sitting, I want you to lift that foot up and down just a little. Could be on the toe. You have a heel raise up and down, oh, and then take it down. Oh, and have a little shake out and a reset. We're going to do the same on the other side. So shift the weight side to side. Get your legs closer together. Get the arms outwards. I'm going to do the sitting version. So I'm just shifting, bringing my legs really close together. Right, now push down into your stability leg, the one that's going to hold you. And this other leg's going to move up. It's almost like sneaking up the leg a little bit. So you could hold it like that so that you can see my toes just creeping up onto the other foot. You could take the leg out a little. You could bring it up a little. Just holding it there. Little touchdowns in between. Grow even taller. Promise it's nearly over. And then take your legs down and have a wriggle. Right, where am I going next? Something with the arms, I'm sure. Or a little reach in the arms up to the ceiling. Yeah, let's have a little reach. So remember those circles that we did before. Now we're drawing them out to the side. So it's like one big circle. And as you draw them up, could you send your chest up and your eyes will automatically go up. That's it. And one more. And then we're going to take it to a mix of all four positions. So if you're sitting and you don't want to change anything, this is your all fours. So you can be here. And I want you just to let everything go a bit floppy and then sit yourself up. And everything go a bit floppy and sit yourself up. So that's your all fours. If you're standing, find something that you can lean on that can take your weight and it won't move. So you don't want something that's going to slide away like a chair. You want something that's fixed. So I'm going to pick this. I like this because it's got a horizontal surface for my hands. So I find this easier on my wrists. I don't want you to bring your hips too close and let your back bend like that. If anything, I'd rather you were away. This is more like an all fours position. And from here, you can let everything go and then push away. Let everything go and then push away, like you're pushing your chest away. If you're happy to go on an all fours on the floor, maybe on a mat or a rug, find your all fours position. We're going to have the feet flat down, push away from the mat, and then have a little sink down, a little wiggle. Push away from the mat, and a little wiggle. Push away, push your shins into the mat. You'll feel you come up a little higher, and then ease off. Maybe take the pressure off your wrist for a moment. Right, next position, we're going to do a little cat-cow. So I'll reverse what we've just done. If we are on the floor, you can start with pulling your belly, pulling your chest away from the floor. Your head and your pelvis will respond. And then letting everything dip downwards the other way until you feel your eyes look a little further ahead. Now we're pulling chest and belly upwards. Think of your back pulling upwards. Breathe in and then dip down. There we go. Right, next position. If you're against a chest of drawers. So I'm going to start with sticking the bum out first. Stick the bum out and arch the back a little. And then pull the other way. Could be a little closer. I could soften my legs more. Could be a little further away. It works both ways. But I'm doing this pushing away the whole time. And if I'm doing this sitting, if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, put your hands on your thighs. And then you can do a little pelvic tilt. Then come forward and send your chest forwards. Almost like you're the figurehead of a ship. That's it. If you haven't got osteoporosis or osteopenia and you've got a comfortable spine, you haven't got any back issues, you might put your hands out in front, push forwards and let your spine curve, if I show you from the side, and then pull back and send your chest forwards. So this has got less support because your spine is comfortable with it. So you've got that option too. One more, whichever variation you're doing. And then ease off. So it's normally the wrists that need a bit of a rest. This next one, let me show you from this position. It's going to be about the arms. So I'm in that all fours position. I'm going to take one arm up and I'll put my thumb towards the back and my little finger towards the front. You could do it with a hand on your knee, if I like that version for seated. And you can even come a little forwards as you do that, slight hinge as you do it. If you're doing that, pressing against something, maybe mantelpiece, table. So leaning against it, pressing away from it. I'm going to lift one arm up and then the other arm up. I might even go a little further back like this. And I could, because my mat is secure, could even do it like this. And that starts to feel, pretty challenging for the shoulders there. So there's that option if you're doing this in all fours, still pressing away from the floor with your shins and your palms. Don't let the head drop, keep it in line. So I'm thinking about my neck, pull back, bridge of my nose, pull back, reaching an arm forward, thumb up, reach the other arm forwards, thumb up. And I'm trying not to get too much shift from side to side. You'll see my hands are a little bit ahead of my shoulders because I find that a bit more comfortable. But I could be further back like that. Not comfortable for me. I prefer to go a little further forwards. Got to go with what the body wants. And one more each side. And then we ease off. So little wriggles. Final one. Shall we do, we'll do a little bum circle. So in all fours, that's drawing big circles with your hips, with your pelvis, with your bottom. If you're doing that in a standing position when you've got your hands on something, same thing. Make those circles as big as you can, get as much of your body into it. Oh, I like these, they feel good. And if you're doing sitting, take your legs a bit wider and really move everything. Have your hands, a bit of support here, and then you can wriggle and go in all the directions. Lots of lovely movement for the spine with that. Last one or two of these, and then we're going to take it down to the floor, or you can stay seated. I say floor, down to a lying surface. It could be a sofa, if you've got a long sofa. It could be your bed, if you pull the duvet back. I'm going to get on my mat. Just change the camera angle a little bit. Move this one out of the way. You might have a cushion for your head. And just take your time getting there. There's no hurry. Because it's always good to take a little breather when we get into this position. You've just worked really hard at doing your all fours variation, whichever one was working for you. So you need to spend a little bit of time just adjusting to this change of position, whether you're sitting right back in your chair, maybe with a cushion behind you, whether you're making your way down to the ground. And it's such a good skill to keep going, because we never know when, something's going to happen. We don't intend to be on the ground, but we've ended up there, and been able to take the time to get down and then get up whilst feeling secure and using things to help you. It's so valuable. So when you've got in your position and you've had some wriggles, I'm just giving my low back a bit of a wriggle. And then we'll just be a little stiller. Now I've got my arms open because that's how I feel I want it right now, but could have your hands on your belly, could have them resting on your legs if you're sitting. And we're just going to let's do 3 breaths in and out. And I want you to send that breath as you breathe in low. So it feels like it's going right down, like right down into your pelvic floor even. Low and wide and out to the edges of your ribs. And then blow the breath out through pursed lips. Just so you feel the beginning of a tightening, just the start of it, and then breathe in again. Slow breath out. Just the start of some tightening. And one more. And then if you're lying down, place your hands on that low belly, hip bones. If you're sitting, same place. We're going to think of our pelvis as a bowl. And now the bottom of your bowl, if you're lying down, is the bit that's against the mat. The bottom of your bowl, if you're sitting, is the bit that's against the seat of the chair. We're going to tip forwards and backwards, just little tips. So you're actually using a round part of your body. You're either using your sacrum and your pelvic, sort of your bum, the roundness of your bum, to tip your pelvis. And we're leaning into the roundness of our bum, or if you're sitting, the roundness underneath. Just get that tipping sensation. That's it. And then let that rest. Maybe have a little wriggle. And now if you're lying down, just push your head slightly back into your cushion or into your mat and check your gaze is on the ceiling. If you're sitting, just tap the back of your head like we did at the start. And then we're going to do a little circles with our nose, feeling the back of our head against the cushion. And then the other way. Back to the center, have a little wriggle. Where are we going next? A little shrug, yes. Arms down by the sides. Slide downwards like you're trying to get your fingers to touch your heels. Take a breath in, let everything slide up so the shoulders come back up. And then slide down on the exhale. I like the little finger edge of the hand to just be on the mat, a bit like a chopper. And one more. And then let your palms open outwards. And now let's sway the legs side to side. So we need our legs to be in parallel. I'm going to bring mine in a little, just giving them a little sway, trying to keep that same distance between them. Same if you're sitting, you might hold on to the edge of your chair. And then take the arms ahead. Hold the legs steady in the center. Now take the arms back, forwards and backwards. The thumbs can lead the way. You don't want anything else to change, so your belly stays the same, your ribs stay the same, your back stays the same. A little bit of tension on that front line to do that. And then we're going to soften the arms and take it outwards. Those circles have come back. That's it. And the other way. Now, if you're sitting, could you start to shuffle to the front of your chair? So we're going to slide our legs forwards, and you need that space to have for your legs to be a little further forwards in the chair. Right arms down by our sides. You can rest your hands or leave them on the floor. We're going to slide one leg long. Hover if you want to. Use the floor if you want to. Everything really long. Just hold it and then slide it back. And the other one's going to slide away and slide it back. One more each side. And then we're going to go again. It's going to be slightly different. Slide long, hovering. Now could you push your heel away? Lift that leg up and down a few times. It doesn't need to go very high, but the other leg needs to press down. That's it. Feel the big muscles waking up for that one. And then we'll bend that one, have a little sway. Now let's repeat that on the other side. So the other slides and hovering. Push the heels away, toes towards your nose, and then we're going to lift up and down. I'm not going as high as I can. I'd rather do these and take it super high. The other leg down. A little sway. So that's the routine. We're going to go again. In fact, this time we could have the arms ahead again. So if you're sitting, they'll be straight opposite to the opposite wall. If you're lying down to the ceiling, hover the leg, push the heel away, toes towards you, lift up and down, press the other leg up and down. I'm going a little higher this time. And we're doing maybe 4, maybe 5. I think this is 5. Bring everything down, have that little sway. This is the last one, I promise. Arms up, arms ahead if you're sitting, long leg, heel away, up and down. Now, if you're doing these sitting, you won't be going, I don't think, as high as this, because your leg's going to feel heavier than if you're lying down. If it's like little movements like this, great, that's perfect. Even if it's still, that's good. We're all good. And then take that down, take your arms either to the side of the chair or outwards on the mat. And we're going to do a softer sway. And then take out any cushion that's underneath the head. We're going to do a bit more movement for the spine. If you are sitting, I'd like you to go back to pelvic tilts. You could put a cushion maybe between your knees and have a little squeeze of that. If you're lying down, we're going to do it into a bridge. So I've moved my feet closer towards my bum. I've put the arms down by my sides. You could either do little finger eds or you could turn outwards. Keeps the shoulders open rather than sort of scrunching up if we go the other way. Right, let's start with a pelvic tilt. Push into the feet and then start to peel your back off the floor and lift the hips up. Your head and neck, you don't want to feel extra pressure there. Lower everything back down, a bit like you're rolling down a red carpet. And then we'll go up again. Now as you come down, we'll give a little heel raise each side. Same if you're doing pelvic tilt. So in between you do a few heel raises, and then we're going to do this movement for the spine again. You've got the option, either position, to bring your arms either to the ceiling if you're lying down or ahead if you're seated. That's it. Last one. Maybe hold it a little longer and then roll down, arms down, legs a little sway, and then we're going to roll to one side to bring ourselves up. And to finish, put your hands on your chest. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, push upwards into your hands. Wiggle and soften. Breathe in. As you breathe out, push into your hands. Push your chest upwards. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out, push into your hands. Take your palms out to the side. We're going to keep that upwards chest. Bring your hands together into your chest. Give yourselves a clap. Lots of spinal movement in that one. I hope your body enjoyed it. Pleasure to be here as usual. I'll see you soon.